This is Contango, and he's Germany. He's done some strong moves, strong German moves, especially off of Denmark there, large fleet. And then Italy has taken southern France, done some moves. Great Britain has done the Toronto and ended up on a lot of planes on Malta, and also taken the Horn of Africa. America has done something crazy. Who knows what that guy's thinking? Crockett 36 has moved all of its navy over to the east coast and the Atlantic. The Japanese are encroaching on China, and they're doing a little bit of a weird thing over here. Nobody, except for 3 transports off of Japan, got some guys. Looks like they're headed for Sydney, so we've got a turtle down there, and of course, Great Britain did declare war on Japan, even though I don't think it killed any Japanese soldiers. But it's still at war. So, all right, that's turn 1. And, yeah. Here's the Russians. Turn 1. Turn 2, what did you say, coaxial? No, cotango. Cotango. Okay, Cotango is going to explain the meaning of that. Eastern Front is pretty unchanged with some armor headed toward the Eastern Front. Italy has plowed in and declared war. America has evacuated the Atlantic into the Pacific. Got some bombers, about 12 units there. There is a strong force, naval force, and Germany took Gibraltar. We won some battles. UK won a battle in Tobruk, but it was taken back. A lot of action down in the south trying to take that North Africa token. Over here, China is a real fight, but Japan is not pushing in, and instead concentrating on take India, take Calcutta. And Anzac is turtling, and the Americans are amassing on the west, this side of the Pacific, to make their way to Hawaii and then to parts unknown. And this guy's cam or stainless. And of course that's Desert Fox over there, looking kind of grumpy. So turn 4, America is in the game. There's the Pacific. India is held lightly. Large force with a sea base, able to make it back to Japan. Anzac's holding on over there, preparing to move out. Russia is deep in China, and Germany is into attacking Novgorod and pushing forward into Bessarabia. Large air battle in Syria, and Egypt is enclosed on, just like in World War II, but hanging in there. Strong Middle Earth over there. And America built in the the Atlantic, in order to get a 2-front war going. Right there is the game at hour, I don't know, 5 or 6. Turn 5, right?
To damage one or more
beginning of turn 5. All right.
Each assigned token will roll
America, sneaky Japan, grabbed Aleutians, destroyed some bombers. That was awesome.
This goes to a minor now, right? This goes to a minor?
Also got super subs.
Oh, actually a major. Because it was an industrial complex, was it not?
Down there. That's some Anzac guys over there.
Well, I think it's an industrial complex going down to a major.
Check this out over here. Lots of action around Egypt, which was so historical. Was it Operation Torch? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, we're at war now. Yeah. All right, yeah.
Still German U-boats in the Atlantic.
The U.S. is at war?
Yeah, because once they go at war, they
you did it.
Eastern Front's a mess.
They're at war.
Still Russians in China. Russia made a huge grab of India and retook it. It was huge.
Okay, here we go.
So, beginning of turn 6. It's kind of the same in the Pacific, except for a little sneaky little Japanese sub. And he took the Aleutians, still held them. Fight over there. I got some Anzac
Isn't that
subs coming out.
taking away 5 IPCs from you, big guy?
And I've tried to take it back.
I know,
He
I
got
know,
lucky.
I saw it.
So got a huge number of planes that are going to Moscow. There's going to be about 20 planes in there.
Thank you very much.
Backed them up against the Pacific
Someone says
Wall.
thank you.
He did take Philippines though. That's a bad thing. We're holding on to Okinawa. I mean Iwo Jima. He's got some. He's got the Money Islands. Need to take that back. Got some transports over there to do that. India is producing. Got some Middle East stuff going on. Look at this, all those planes, and yet we took Egypt back. He's about to take over South Africa, though. That's the trouble. We have a massive force about to attack the encircled Russian territory. And we still got sub-warfare going on in the North Atlantic. 91 is a fight. Italy is, I guess, ready to spring, I think.
You know what takes care of subs?
And right there, 8 subs. 8 subs ready to plunge out the cesspool of the Mediterranean. We have the American Navy swinging back into the Atlantic after a large defeat in 91. And huge battle. And mostly the North Africa has mostly been taken. Still holding on in Morocco. The German stack really pressing on the Russians, but with a ton of fighters. Fortress Europe remains secure all the way around the top, but Japan is suffering incursions in Manchuria, Korea, and their backs against the wall. They do own most of the Money Islands, and they've got a foothold in Northern Territory.
So, like, for example, I mean...
Anzac's got some subs. Oops, those go down.
Yeah.
And is convoying. Americans are convoying.
There's a rail station.
Japanese are convoying.
So this
Western.
round, we can't move effectively across the
India
span
is
of the whole board.
producing again, but the Germans are coming in with a lot
these
of
3 tanks
mobile
can
units
move
into the
3.
Middle East.
Move 3 in
Italy
any
holds
direction,
a firm foot in its own
Imagine if we had the
homeland.
same option here, and here, right?
And Great Britain is starting to produce and is finally in control of the Atlantic.
Whatever we do, I would like to have...
I'm a little embarrassed, Ashley.
Keep talking, Levi. Keep talking. So, end of the game. There's 3 tokens to 2 in the Grasshopper system. They are looking good, unable to take Moscow, but working around it. Fortress Europe has not been penetrated. The Americans are still off in the distance, ready to penetrate the Mediterranean, but not there yet. The Italians have made their way south, threatened South Africa. They have a good strong, they're circling Russia. Indians are coming out, but the ground troops they're sort of stuck. Chinese are still pinning the Japanese to the wall, and no penetration of China whatsoever. But they have grabbed the Money Islands, except for one, and got themselves into one of the Australian territories.
This was under German term,
At 36, coming to you from the Cliffside Bunker, actually. Took a drive up here and spent the weekend playing board games. First day Global 40, and second day War Room. Met some great guys. Young Grasshoppers got a great group. This is a great place to play in the bunker, and we've had a great time. And I guess one of the things comes to my mind right now is the what I'm going to call the in defense of the long game. So, for instance, we have a battle over there that was fought yesterday that was fairly, obviously contentious. It ended up in Grasshopper system being a 2-to-1 game, and there is just kind of no reason why it couldn't proceed on another day and be moved toward a more decisive, conclusive result. And I want to encourage us as Access Now, as gamers, as War Room gamers, to pick up our games. So shoot pictures when you're end of a long day. Set a time. We're going to be done at 6. We're going to be done at 7. We're going to be done at 8. We don't want to go too late because, hey, look, you're going to get tired. You're going to want to quit. You're going to do silly things. So you say you're going to end at 8. You stop the game. Maybe you take a battle token, accounting by Grasshopper system, or out of box. Hey, look, we've got 6 victory cities in Europe and whatever. So you take that accounting, but you take documents, photos, take down statistics like how much money, and then you pick it up again on the next time you get it together. My big thing is that this is the way that Eisenhower and Churchill would have interacted with Stalin, would have interacted with the war. Their interaction would have been through data. And so, and then they have this map that they correct and update. Well, why don't you correct and update your map instead of doing a restart? The only people who get to plan their war is Germany and Japan. Because you can literally sit there, this piece goes there, this piece goes there, this piece goes there. The Allies can't do that. And that's one of the reasons why the Allies aren't as popular. Because you can't plan it out because you're playing reactionary play. But what you can have, just like you can with Catan, just like you can with Risk, you can have strategic thinking, strategic objectives. You can keep the main thing the main thing. For instance, economics is a huge factor in any of these games. Resources coming in and continuing to flow in. That's why the economic victory, I think, is the best victory token. That's the best indicator. When the other guys got an economic victory on us on Saturday, that was where I said, nope, not going to be able to do it, because they just have too great of an economy. So, and I played the Allies. So I've talked about keeping strategic thinking, driving for what Victor Davis Hanson says. He says, destroying the enemy's ability to make war. Now that's probably a quote, but you destroy the enemy's ability to make war. That's strategic thinking, and that won't change, even if I give you, even if you learn, a 5 chess opening move. You learn openings when you do chess. Your first 5 moves, boom, 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 boom. You're not even going to think about it. Same way with Axis and Allies. Your first move for Germany and Japan can be, perhaps for America, if they keep you out of the war, it can be standardized. Makes it easy. But you've got to go beyond the dance routine, beyond the chess moves, to strategic thinking, which is going to say, hey, look, I need to destroy the enemy's ability to make war. That's even more important than destroying the enemy's units, and conversely, saving your own. And that's one of the things that's been capturing my mind lately, is saving your own. My last thought of the day would be something we were talking about last night as we went out to get some food, is KJF. Why? What harm comes if you completely ignore the Pacific? If you do a KGF, eventually, and not too long into the game, I think, those Russian forces, you get some subs up, you get some carriers up near England, launch those fighters off, send them to support Moscow. Moscow secured, boom. All forces that are in Russia can start going east, flying even planes, shuttling planes through Russia to fight Japan. So I'm not seeing the downside of a total swing of the American Navy into the Pacific, into the Atlantic. at least for the first couple of turns. You're not at war anyways, and you're intimidating the German player, perhaps intimidating them out of a sea lion, because they know got some ships in 102, they're going to be able to launch planes, land planes in Scotland. And perhaps London, instead of fighting the battle, actually retreats into Scotland. I'm sure some of you guys have done that. So shoot me some comments why KGF should not be. Why would we even consider? I've seen 2 KJFs fail the last 2 days, and mostly, by the way, because it's so hard with your allies crying for help to stick with it. Just couldn't do it. Thought I had a good plan, but I couldn't do it because they were calling for help on the other side, because the German onslaught was so ferocious. And we did end up getting 20 fighters, Allied fighters, into Russia, into Moscow. So we never took Moscow. So just some thoughts this morning as I am enjoying my last few minutes at the cliffside bunker. So thanks, guys. I'm going to give you a little shot of the map that was played yesterday. I played War Room yesterday. It's on live stream. You can go on YouTube and see that, but this is the game that was played yesterday. And a pretty tight game. Close, really close. In my strategic way of thinking, some of the ways I would do it is, I would say, who's got control of the Atlantic? And right now, I think that is a real aircraft carrier, German. So he would have control of the Atlantic. The Med is empty. Nope, some of this has been taken care of. So nope, we can't even do this. But I forgot. I told my son to set up the next game. But anyways, it was a tight game. But we always like to see map porn. So very happy to be here. Great time this weekend. Really good time. All right, guys. Crockett 36 signing out.